Today's video is the second part of all types of Japanese katana. Uchikatana or uchigatana. This type of sword is the most popular sword in Japanese anime. Only some films that included some Eastern elements, and also became commonly known as a katana during the Edo period. In modern day Japan, when referring to a sword or Japanese sword without specification, it often refers to uchigatana. That may be the reason why this is the most famous Japanese sword to us. And even the English word katana that expresses the meaning of Japanese sword may be from the name of this kind of sword, although this is almost the most classical traditional Japanese sword. Compared with the kin, which we mentioned in the last video, uchikatana has a shorter history. Usually, we can read from the history book. This kind of sword emerged from the Muromachi period, about the 14th century, and with less curvature in the blade compared to the Tachi. Typically, it was worn with a cutting edge facing upward and covered by tension to the waist. According to the modern classification, this kind of sword's blade usually is more than 60 centimeters, while those with a length below 30 centimeters are called wakizashi. And the back chapter, we will talk about wakizashi. In addition, it's worth to mention that Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba as a popular anime. Besides its amazing stories, it is also an anime that showed us many details about the katana. Not only very real putting way of the sword, the actions of cutting with sword, but even also the rules of etiquette when wearing uchikatana. So this is the reason why it is a very impressive anime. Tachi. This type of sword was common until the Sengoku period. In contrast to the katana, Tachi is worn with the cutting edge facing downward, and this also is called haku. Meanwhile, Tachi has some other different features from uchigatana. Tachi often has a deeper curvature in the blade, although the width of the blade between both sword, uchigatana and Tachi is almost the same. However, for Tachi, its guard of sword is bigger a little bit, and the top part of blade is smaller a little bit, just like uchigatana. According to modern classification, Tachi's blade usually is identified as more than 60 centimeters. Besides the original Tachi, there are two kinds of modification versions which were built based on the Tachi and be called Odachi or Otachi, and another one is Kodachi. If you are also a player of Monster Hunter, I believe you would know both kinds of swords. Both are in this video game as the hunting weapons. Typically, Odachi also is called Nodachi, which has longer 90 centimeters, and this results that it can't be worn on the waist, but only was carried by either being slung over the back or carried in hand, just like in the Monster Hunter. In the real world, it is also used by the ancient soldiers and cavalrymen. Meanwhile, some Nodachi also is offerings in the Japanese temples and jinja. Comparatively, Kodachi is shorter. In the modern classification, it is not very different from wakizashi, and its blade is between 30 to 60 centimeters. Okay, now, this is a wakizashi. This refers to a shorter-bladed uchigatana or tachi, and it has a blade with a length of 30 centimeters or more but less than 60 centimeters. Because of the smaller size, it always was used as the second weapon in the battlefield or as a part of the fighting skill. According to the samurai laws in the Edo period, samurai could carry two swords, one longer sword and one shorter sword. The longer one was called honsashi or honzashi, and the shorter one was the wakizashi. Besides samurai, sometimes some farmers, citizens, and other people who were not samurai might carry it. According to the etiquette, when enter a room, the uchigatana and tachi were taken off from the waist and placed on a sword rack or stored in a designated area. Well, The wakizashi is left inserted in the vest, so the wakizashi might be used to deal with surprise attacks. In the last video, we mentioned Yoroi. This knife was developed based on the sasuga as a kind of knife in order to stab the enemies. Sasuga is the same as wakizashi, but it's less curved or curved involved than wakizashi. During the Kamakura period, naginata was the main weapon of the infantry, but if this main weapon could no longer be used, sasuga would be switched as their weapon in hand. Tantou. Actually, it is very similar with wakizashi, and at first, its size is approximately 30 to 36 centimeters. But until now, Tantou often is classified in the sword kind whose blade is under 30 centimeters long. This is nagamaki. Actually, this was built based on the old Tachi. In the ancient time, the people just wore the rear part of the blade, and then gradually they tried to plumb the handle of old Tachi directly in order to control this large sword easier, and they got nagamaki no Tachi, or be called nagamaki no Tachi. Immediately, nagamaki emerged from nagamaki no Tachi. In fact, there are also some modified versions of naginata, also got a nagamaki looks. Finally, the last sword in the video, and meanwhile, this is also a very special weapon. This is shikomi gatana. This is just like spy equipment in the modern age, or the very cool gears of James Bond, because this is a hidden weapon that disguises itself as a sword by attaching blades to various objects. There are two main types: those disguised as everyday items, canes, smoking pipes, and fans, and those that have a small blade attached to another weapon to create a two-stage weapon. So I guess the inspiration that the Kubo title created the sword of Urahara Kisuke might be based on the shikomi katana. Okay, this is today's video. Hope you can like this video. Have a good day. See you next time. Bye.